And welcome in, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the Harobeds Thoughts presents. We're doing things a little bit different, but I am your host, Deborah Jefferson, as I go by Deborah J. And tonight we're gonna, like I said, do something a little bit different, more intimate, and more intentional with a special one-on-one author conversation. Okay. So tonight's featured guest is an author and a poet whose her words are rooted in creativity, expression, and storytelling. And we'll be talking about her journey as a writer, the inspiration behind her work, the power of poetry, and the impact words can have on healing, connection, and self-expression. So grab your favorite beverage, settle in, and join us for an authentic conversation celebrating the beauty of and excuse me, the beauty and the power of words. So please help me welcome our featured guest this evening, author Nicole Williamson. Hello and welcome in.
Hey,
How are you this evening?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking. We do have one guest in the audience already on YouTube, Miss Marina Latrina. Hello, how you doing, girl? Thanks for coming in. You can let the crew know we're on. All right. So you guys, yeah, they're pretty familiar with my platform and how everything goes. And it's pretty much conversational. Just be comfortable. And so I would like to start by if you could just give them a little bit information about yourself, like a little brief introduction.
Okay, well, yes, as you stated, my name is Nicole. I'm from a small town in South Carolina called Greenwood.
Mhm.
I am a mother to three beautiful daughters. And yes, poetry is definitely my passion. I eat, sleep, breathe poetry. So yes, poetry is a big part of who I am as an individual.
Okay, I love that. I'm a poet myself, so I can relate. I can definitely understand that. That's right, like that. All right. So, when did you first discover your love for poetry and writing, and what inspired you to begin sharing your voice with others?
I think when I first discovered it, it probably was around teenage years, around age
Mhm.
13. I was going through a lot of different things, just in
Yeah.
that period of puberty and teenage, but also at
Yeah.
that time my daddy had a massive stroke. So
Oh,
the
okay.
pen and paper was a way of me releasing and getting out feelings and emotions that I probably just couldn't really process. So the pen and paper most definitely helped me process with it. And when I began to share was when I became a little older. Probably
Okay.
like 2 years ago is when I really became serious with sharing my poetry. I would always
Okay.
read to like my close family and friends, and as I
Mhm.
got older, the more that I would share with them, they would be like, Nicole, when you read this helps me. This encourages me. This
Mhm.
motivates me. You should really
Right.
share this with the world. And so, yeah,
Okay.
that's when I decided, okay, this needs to be shared with the public.
Right. Okay, okay, I can definitely and that's usually how poetry is, you when you go through something, you feel it and it's a way of expressing ourselves, so I can definitely understand that. So, as both an author and a poet, how do you decide whether something should be expressed through poetry, or is that the only form of writing that you have published, or traditional writing, or like, manuscript, different genres like Christian fiction, things like that, or do you only write poetry?
Well, like I said,
Mhm.
up until like 2 years ago, I was kind of just journaling. Poetry,
Okay.
it wasn't necessarily something that I took as a career or profession or, in a sense,
Mhm.
serious. So it was poetry. It was poetry. But it's funny that you asked that because I'm working on what I would like to call my second book right now because,
Okay.
my first book is called Uploaded Spiritual Downloads. But
Mhm.
since I I published this book, the downloads have
Mhm.
not stopped. I'm still
Right. That's
uploading downloads. But not only
mhm.
am I uploading downloads, I'm uploading messages right now,
Mhm.
divine messages. Everything that
Mhm.
I get, it doesn't always come to me in poetry form. Sometimes it's
Mhm.
storytelling.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just speaking directly from the heart. So I do believe I have
Okay.
a little bit of everything and a little bit of all kind of genres
Mhm.
inside of me.
Okay, that's wonderful. That gives you flexibility in your writing to reach different audiences. Some people don't like poetry, some do. They like fiction and different things. So that's a wonderful way to be able to express yourself as well. So, what themes or life experiences most influence your work and your creativity?
Everyday life.
Mm-hmm.
Everyday life. I will take whatever I am experiencing, I will take that moment and I will create something on paper with it. That is what
Mm-hmm.
that is what I am inspired by. Everyday life. I take the good, the bad, the blessings, the lessons, and I
Yes.
turn them into poetry form. Once again, my book is called Uploaded
Mm.
Spiritual Downloads because it's not just poems. I
Okay.
seek God through my poetry. My poetry, like I say, it's not just for me. I minister to other people through my
Yeah.
poetry. So yeah, it's real life. I whatever I get in that moment, but more so with me being used as a vessel, whatever God
Mhm.
is conveying for me to get out and for me to say to help healing be promoted for me and
Yes.
others. I write to heal.
Right, yes, that's a beautiful thing 'cause you never know who's going through what, and just from them, reading your book or reading your poetry, that can help them on their journey is what they're going through, help them understand it or help them just to get through it, so that's an amazing thing to be able to even, do that, so in the book, Spiritual Downloads, is there a particular poem or a piece that you've written that holds a special meaning for you in that one, or that makes it personal?
I think yes, there are particular poems that hold special meaning, but I have to say all of my poems, they all individually hold their own particular
Mhm.
divine message, overall
Yeah.
message. So, I can say that I have one that I feel like relates more with me and a lot of others, which is called 2020
Mhm.
Vision.
Yeah.
I believe 2020 Vision was one of those poems that God really gave me for people that are going through real life things, real life situations. And
Mhm.
it's so relatable, to where anybody can really, if you're going through it, you can be able to understand. So, yeah, I think all of my poems hold particular messages, but they're all different. I never like to come the
Mhm.
same way. That's why I say all my poems
Right.
they all have their own particular message.
Okay. Okay. I like that. Like you just know specific, just whatever comes to you, whatever the Lord sends to you, that He downloads in your spirit. You just got to get it out on that paper, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
speaking of that, do you write electronically or do you write on pen and paper? How do you get your when it comes to you? How do you get it out?
Listen, I'm big on the pen and paper. I'm big on the pen and paper,
Okay.
but listen, that was one of the things that God put in my spirit when I realized, what my
Mhm.
words, what my poetry did, and that I
Mhm.
realized that I had a gift. God told me in order to carry your gift, you're gonna have to carry a pen and paper.
Yes. So you
And
can kind of
so
feel it. Mhm.
yeah, that was, a lot of people, and I had to pause with that because a lot of people they be searching like, what is my gift, what am I good at, and a lot of
Right.
time it's not on the outside, it's within. And God told me you
Mhm.
got to carry that pen and paper everywhere you go. That's your gift. So yes, a lot of
Yeah.
times if it comes to me, like right now, I'm working on a poem about dreamers, visionary dreamers,
Okay.
my people
Mhm.
that dream night and day, the ones that
Yeah.
dream when they're wide awake.
Right.
constant vivid
Constantly.
beings of different dimensions and realities. My people that
Right.
fight higher powers and principalities. You
Yes,
know.
they need that. They need that. They
Yeah,
need
so listen, if I got my phone close by, if I got my notebook, I'm a writer.
that.
I'm a writer. I'm a writer
Me
at
right
heart.
have my
So
phone. I'll be look. I say
yes,
I'll write it down a little later, but let me go ahead and just recite it in here and get it out, and then I'll polish it up
yes.
later. So I could definitely relate to that. But yeah, so excuse me. So let's see. So being that you said that's how you write and everything. Because poetry of course comes from like deep emotions, right? As we've just talked about in your life experiences. So how has your personal journey shaped your voice as a poet?
Um, my personal journey, it reflects my voice.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time where I feel like my voice wasn't loud. My voice wasn't
Mm-hmm.
clear. And when I say loud, I don't mean that in volume wise. I mean that with it being steady, with it being transparent, with it being safe and open, And
Okay.
so I feel
Mm-hmm.
like my journey has most definitely shaped my voice to, that my journey has
Mm-hmm.
shaped my voice to be what it is. Like I speak with authority. I
Mm-hmm.
speak with power because I know that my words matter. I know that my words shape atmospheres. I know that my words break generational curses. So yeah, my
Mm-hmm.
journey has shaped my voice in every way. It has allowed me to take my power back. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Okay, so now
Mhm.
this is a question that just came to me when you said to take your power back. Where are you taking your power back from? Was there a particular
Any
experience?
places where anytime where I felt like I shrink to fit in, anytime where I
Mhm.
felt like I couldn't express myself,
Yes,
poetry is my form of art. I tell people
right,
all the time, you don't have to necessarily have to be a poet to write poetry,
right.
because that's the beautiful thing about poetry. You can
Mhm.
literally take a piece of paper and you can express yourself in any way, and can't nobody say nothing about it.
Exactly. You don't have to write a certain way, people write different,
Yeah,
stanzas and different, haikus, all the different things, but just whatever comes to
right.
out of you, you just write it and that's
Yeah,
poetry. That's the beautiful thing
yeah.
about poetry. So yes, I love that. So what does vulnerability mean to you when it comes to sharing your poetry publicly?
I love that question because
Mhm.
listen, I have been in this era to where I'm becoming more vulnerable, and
Mhm.
being vulnerable is a beautiful thing because
Yes.
like I say, I feel like you have poets, and then you have poets that are
Mhm.
poets. They
Mhm.
don't just write for themselves. Like they write
Right.
to see that healing process actually
Mm.
going on. So
Right.
yeah, that's
Okay.
the beautiful thing in itself, like to be able to express, and it helps heal others also. You
Mhm.
know?
Right. So you're healing yourself as well as helping others heal at the same time in real time. So
Yeah.
I can definitely understand that as being a poet. So do you have a favorite poet or author or creative influence that's inspired your writing style or just your writing in general?
Maya Angelou, she most definitely has
Mhm.
been, that
Yes.
iconic idol for me. But I love all different type of poetry. Like I say, I believe it's a
Mhm.
beautiful art of a person being able to express themselves, and people express
Mhm.
themselves in so many different ways, but we need a little bit of everything. We need a little bit of everybody being raw and authentic. So
Yes.
I think I can find beauty in almost every piece, because
Mhm.
it's like one good line of poetry. Sometimes that's all you need to keep going.
Yes.
Just one good line.
Yes, yes, I can understand that. Speaking of that one good line, would you like to share some with us?
Of
Maybe a poem or
course.
two?
Of course, and I smile again when you said vulnerability because I'm going to share
Mm-hmm.
a poem that's in my book tonight, and I haven't shared this on any platform yet. But the thing about
Okay.
this poem is this poem, um, at certain points in life, it made me confront myself. It made me
Mm-hmm.
want to be better. And
Okay.
I think it's beautiful being able to be vulnerable, but real vulnerability and real healing and the real work starts when you can look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, we got to get better.
Mm-hmm.
We got to shine
Right.
brighter.
Right. I can understand that exactly because you look at you nobody to hide from because you look at yourself dead in the mirror. So yes, yes.
Right.
Okay.
So yes, I say shine brighter because the poem that I am gonna share, it is called
Mhm.
Shine Bright Goddess.
Okay. Oh yes. Well, I'm ready for this, you guys. Come on.
All right, so the first time sharing it on any platform, you guys.
All right. We are the first, you guys. Yes, 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 yes.
All right.
All right.
Shine bright, goddess. Don't tell me you have been dimming your light, dumbing yourself down so you don't shine too bright, blocking your blessings for your frenemies, trauma bonding with all your enemies, surrounding yourself around misery that wants company, trying your best to fit in with everyone else, underestimating and devouring yourself, going above and beyond until you have nothing left, looking in the mirror, not even recognizing yourself, choosing to be a follower instead of a leader, coach written all over you. Instead, you on the sideline being a cheerleader. Have you given up on life? Arms open, embracing your death? Are you afraid to live in your truth? Scared of what people will think if they see the real you? Are you frightened your boo might leave you? So intelligent. Somehow you keep missing all the clues. Your purpose is calling every day. You walking away from the phone, procrastinating, telling purpose to leave a message at the tone. God sending you messages through people, songs, and poems. Meanwhile, you're preoccupied, letting drugs, alcohol, and substances keep you numb. Every day you're stoned. Shrooms have become your new norm. Somewhere in life you chose to take the wrong turn. I guess nobody schooled you on the power of your tongue. You could be speaking life, but there's smoke blocking your lungs. Is it self-love that you lack? Is that why you smoke cigarettes back to back, disregarding the warning labels on the pack? Is that generational trauma still riding your back? Last night, did that witch ride you in your sleep? Your body fighting for rest, your soul yearning for peace. Goddess, it's time to release from everything and everybody that has kept you in bondage knee deep. No more strongholds of identifying as the black sheep. A wise woman once told me you're only as good as the company you keep. Beware the wolves that disguise themselves as sheep. Beautiful goddess, today is the day you must choose to fight. Letting your light shine bright. Choose life over death. Operating in your highest self. Daring to be different. Choose courage over fear. Being the outcast of all your peers. Choose purpose over pills. Stop clouding your judgment, popping another beer. Allowing God's plan to become clear. Abundance over alcohol. Riches and wealth are on the other side of that stone cold brick wall. Wealth over weed. Breaking habitual habits of sipping lean and rolling up trees. Choose calling over crack. Releasing your blessings from being trapped. Choose diversity over similarity. Walk into prosperity with clarity. Shining your light brightly, unapologetically.
Didn't even remember to get off mute. Yes, you can. I was like, oh my gosh, like so many points in there. Like I could feel like even to the point when you mentioned about the witch riding your back. I mean, we spiritual wise, we've several. I'm gonna say speak for me. I've been through that before. You know, my grandmama used to tell me what she told me what that was, so I knew. And you know how to fight it and call on the name of Jesus. But just all that, yeah, that's a powerful poem. That is a powerful piece right there. Somebody definitely needs to hear that. So I pray that if anyone needed to hear it right now, that they were in here listening. Because oh my gosh,
Mhm.
yes, oh my
Amen.
gosh, amen. Even speak up, sister Angel said that was good. I enjoyed it. Yes, oh
Mm,
my goodness, that was powerful. That was
yeah.
powerful. Yes.
Yes, and like I say, that was one that, it allows you to confront yourself because, in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
I remember when God gave me the first line and he said, You mean to tell me you've been dimming your light, dumbing
Mm-hmm.
yourself down so you don't shine too bright? And I
Exactly.
feel like a lot of times, so many people, instead of being who they are, who they were called to be, who
Mhm.
they were made to be, they dumb themselves down. They dim their light to fit into small
Mhm.
places that they were never meant to fit in. So that
Exactly.
poem is most definitely meant to anybody. If you feel like you different, sis or bruh, it was
Right.
God, but this is for men
Right.
and women. If you feel like you
Mhm.
different, you feel like you don't fit in, then fit out, fit
Mhm.
out. Do
Right.
everything different. Do everything different. Let your light shine bright, unapologetically.
Exactly. Exactly. So yes, man, that was powerful. So what has been one of the most rewarding moments for you on your author journey so far?
Um, to see that it brings people closer to God and to
Mhm.
see the healing that takes place. Um, I have one more poem that I would like to share with you, which is called 2020 Vision. But
Okay.
I remember I was at the park one day and
Mhm.
it was in my spirit to poet to this little boy and his
Mhm.
mama. And I walked
Okay.
over and I did 2020 Vision. And I
Mhm.
remember the little boy telling me he was about 9 or 10, and that's what I thought about the moment you said the most rewarding thing. He was about 9 or 10, and he told me when you said that poem, it felt like you were speaking directly to my heart. He said, I just lost my daddy not too long ago. And when you did that
Mhm.
poem, you spoke to my heart. And that's the thing about poetry. Sometimes it's not the words that's being said, it's what you feel.
I can imagine. So yes, ma'am. Go ahead and read that one for us. I'll give you the spotlight.
So 2020 Vision, I have this one by memory so we can get in a little deeper with this one. It's always fun when they're in my memory. 2020 Vision. See, you've been walking around too long thinking everything is what it seems, forgetting who you are and what your real purpose means, sleeping on your talent, ignoring your dreams, put on a smile in public, but in the shower you scream. I felt the pain piercing through your eyes. My heart connects dots resonating with your cries. Massive tribulations led to heartbreaking trials, unbroken promises causing memory impacting lies. Dealing with grief, never got the chance to say goodbye. Replaying the last moments in your head, questioning God, why? Kindness ticks with your biological clock, while every piece you give away echoes tick, stop. Storage trauma for your subconscious to keep. Can't remember the last time you had a good night of sleep. Granting wrong people second chances. Clearing interest for manipulation dances. Y'all know we be doing that. Traveling wrong direction roads. Cruising life in survival set mode. Head inside a shell. Periodically pressure push to start. Late night conversations with ambition and faith. changing your perspective, receiving new profound faith, becoming fully equipped, removing gunpoint fear, no longer crying the same dark tears, manipulation tactics, changing leads, working in your favor, tugging of the soul, reconnecting to your savior, to finally get some sense of relief, to get closer with God, believing in your own beliefs, releasing misery, the fear of being trapped. Body bad, they praying among you to see you route. Win a Grammy, Grammy, they won't clout. Generosity got them asking for the opposite side of your face to slap. You're all out of favors. Your generosity is tapped. God has already printed you the roadmap. Use your discerning spirit. It will keep you out of demonic traps. Mhm.
Yes, you have a gift, ma'am. You have a yes, you have a gift. That's all I can say. You have a gift. And I made sure I wasn't on mute that time because it needed to be said. You have a gift. Yes, ma'am, Miss Nicole, you do. That was yeah. Yeah, whoever ain't in this room right now, they missed out on something good. They missing out on something good. Whew. Yes,
Amen. Thank
yes,
you. Thank
yes,
you. I
yes,
can't take
ma'am.
credit for myself alone.
Yes, I know the Lord, and right, and He gives us all gifts, right? And we use them
Mhm,
for His glory, for for His good. So, and to bring people
mhm.
closer to Him. So, yes, ma'am. So, thank you so much for sharing that with us, Nicole. So just have a few more questions for you before I let you go. They're gonna keep you all
Yeah,
night
girl,
long.
I'm been in
Yes, right. We
there.
having a good time, right, y'all? We got every claps in the comments. Everybody's enjoying it. It's snap, snap, snap. All right. So I guess if you could leave well, no, I'll save that question. Do you have I know you mentioned that you are writing another book. Do you know when or a roundabout time frame or not quite yet?
I actually have no idea, Miss Deborah.
Okay.
So this uploading spiritual downloads, I just published this like February the 1st. So I'm
I
still in the
saw that.
part of monitoring this. It's just the fact that the downloads are not stopping, and now I'm getting poems and
Mhm.
messages. And girl, I'm trying to
Right.
figure out how to do what to do with everything that's coming, but it's coming. Stay tuned.
Right. So you will have volume two, right? Yes.
And
So
3 and 4, but that's to be
right, they
continued.
keep coming. Exactly. I understand that. So how do you promote your book? I know, of course, you do podcasts and like this show here. So, what other ways do you, as an author, as an independent author, correct? How do you promote your work and get your books out there?
Any window of opportunity I see, I take it. You
Hmm.
never know what opportunity is gonna be the one that's gonna set you on the path, of what you're trying to
Right.
do. But yeah, I get out there. Like I say,
Hmm.
my gift is not for me. It's not for me
Hmm.
alone. So with that being said, like girl, if I'm telling you, if I'm at the park,
Right.
I would celebrate at the park. I
Okay.
sold a book. I go to therapy, and I was coming out of therapy, and I met a
Mhm.
lady that needed therapy, and
Right.
she met me, and I sold her a book, and so yeah, that
Okay.
I feel it anywhere, and so that's
Mhm.
yeah, any window of opportunity, yeah.
Right. Okay. So you keep them in your pocketbook, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
and I feel like that's how you have to be, because like if you write a book
Mhm.
and you don't promote it every day, if you don't talk about it, like who's
Okay.
gonna know that you wrote the book? You got to
Right.
you got to talk about it every day. Like I tell people every
Exactly.
day, the same people. I wrote a book. Y'all know I wrote a book. I might have seen you last week. You know I wrote a book, right?
Right. Exactly. You use it in the conversation. I wrote a book, right? I'm an author, right? Yes. Exactly. You gotta let like T.I. said, you gotta let them know, right? You gotta let them
Okay,
know. Like literally, you gotta let them
got to
know.
talk about the
Right, exactly. There you go. There you go. Like, hey, I got a book. Did you see my
Yeah, so
book?
That's most definitely what I do. I just try to network.
Mhm.
I want to continue to do more podcast interviews. I would
Mhm.
like to, link with bookstores. Like I
Okay.
want to do everything that I can to market. Yeah.
Right. Get it in more hands of the people who need them. So yes, I love that.
Hmm.
That's right. That's what Ain't Speak Up Sis says. Yes, you have to let people know, right? You don't open like she speak up sis. If you don't open up your mouth and speak in her words,
Hmm.
you nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know what you
Yeah.
do or what you have. So yes, that's very important. So if you could leave readers with one encouraging message tonight, I know we gave them so many. What would it be if you could just leave them with something tonight?
Um, I feel like what's in my spirit right now is simply going back to kind of my poem on
Mhm.
carrying your gift and
Mhm.
purpose. You know, too
Mhm.
many times purpose calls and we procrastinate and we tell
Yeah.
purpose to leave a message at the tone.
Yes, we do.
Um, Whatever that thing is from a very young age, go back and connect
Mhm.
to your inner child. Remember
Mhm.
that thing that made your heart sing. That
Mhm.
thing that painted that smile in your spirit, and
Yeah.
go back to that thing. Go back to your first love. If you're not doing
Mhm.
it, pick up your gift, pick up your purpose, operate
Mhm.
in it, claim it,
Mhm.
own it. We are in an age, we are in a day and time where God needs his faithful vessels. He needs his faithful servants to operate in their superpowers. You have to know who
Yeah.
you are. And you have to operate in your superpowers. We all have gifts. We
Mhm.
all have superpowers. So yeah,
Yes.
rock your gifts. If I had
That's
to leave you
right.
with something, rock your gifts.
That's right. Rock your cues. I like that. I like that. So I'm gonna put your link in here in the chat so that they can know where they can go straight to Amazon and get that copy of that book. And
Yeah,
there you go. You all see that beautiful cover. I was like, okay.
yeah. Yeah,
The little
get y'all
battery thing
copy.
on there. Hmm.
Get y'all copy, uploading
That's
spiritual
right.
downloads. It's a little bit of everything in here. You will not be disappointed. This book was
Mhm.
written to promote healing for all of
Mhm.
God's children. Get your copy. It is affirmations. It's so
Mhm.
many things that will carry you out through that next day. Get your copy.
Okay.
Uploading spiritual
Right.
downloads. Pop it in on
That's
Amazon.
right.
$25.
That's right. That's right. Or you can meet her in the parking lot
Definitely.
somewhere, right? Yes, keep meet her in Greenwood in the parking lot somewhere, right? Yes, ma'am. That's right. And so I am so glad that you were able to come on here with me tonight. This has truly been a joy. I'm glad I was finally able to get a conversation with you and to learn more about you and your writing. Because yes, you definitely have a voice that needs to be heard. And so I'm gonna see if
Mhm.
anyone has any questions. And Speak Up Sis, Miss Angel Wright says, "Congratulations on your book." So yes.
Mhm.
So if anyone has any questions, we do have a few minutes for some questions. If someone would like to put a question in the chat, and we'll honor you all for being here with us tonight, right?
Yes,
Yes,
definitely.
yes, ma'am.
And
Yes,
thank you
ma'am.
for this opportunity, Miss Deborah. Thank you for hearing my
Mhm.
voice, allowing to pour my
Mhm.
voice out.
Mhm.
I look
You're
forward
welcome.
to meeting you in person. I'm looking into, I don't know if there's still openings, but I'm looking into what you got set up soon for like the authors to kind of come
Yes, for
set up a little
November.
dinner.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes, yes. All the information. I'll make sure you have it in your inbox as well. But yeah, so that brings
thank
me
you.
to you're welcome to let everyone know as a reminder that we do have the third annual Our Words Matter Author Expo coming up here, and it's going to be in Aiken, South Carolina. It's going to be on Saturday, November 14th, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And this is, like I said, our third year. And so Miss Nicole's gonna be there. We have Speak Up Citizens in building. This is gonna be her third year because she's been there since the beginning. I'm praying that Rise to Freedom in the comments is gonna be there. We have so many of my author friends in here. I call you all my author friends, my author family. Because yeah, we got to
Mhm.
stick together. We got to keep everything, and of course, with Greenwood's not far from Aiken, so it's not much like that in this area. So when the Lord gave it to me, I was like, all right, Lord, here I go, and I put it out there and stepped out on faith, and here it is. We're about to be in our third year, so I'm just grateful to that. I'm grateful for Him giving that to me, and just grateful that He's continuing to keep it going, make it into fruition, that is growing. So it's beyond me. It's not about me. So we do have a question in the audience from Speak Up Sis. She says, "Does she plan to write in another genre at some point?"
Yes, because I'm kind of already doing that. I'm working
Mhm.
on a few things that I'm where I'm writing short stories, and these
Okay.
are, just stories on real life situations. Just to kind of give y'all a sneak peek of the short story I'm working on, it's kind of about this woman who she's newly divorced. She's been married for 15 years, and she's newly divorced, and it's like even though she's free, she still feels trapped because it's still that
Mhm.
mental and that
Okay.
mental trap, kind of like the prison of our own mind. So yeah, I'm doing
Mhm.
a little bit of storytelling in different genres. That's why I say whatever my spirit tells me, that can promote healing and bring awareness, and because mental health is real,
Mhm.
y'all.
Yes.
So
It definitely
yeah,
is. Yes.
yeah.
People,
And
everybody's
I
going
write
through
also
something.
I write poems to let him know too. I write poems dedicated to people for whatever the occasion
Mhm.
is, whether you're getting married, funerals, or
Okay.
just celebration. I pray on the message and I write poems dedicated to that particular person. Like, yes, they're really divine messages.
Oh, okay. It broke up a little bit. Okay. Yeah, we broke up just a little bit. I'm gonna make sure I put in your links in the chat. I think the connection kind of got a little off right there. I'm gonna make sure I put your link in here in the chat. Let's see. Do we have any? Okay, there it is right there. All right, so let me see. Do we have any? Okay, Cece said yes. She's excuse me. Speak Up Sis says she's a storyteller too. She loves storytelling. All right, yes, she is. She is a conversational storyteller,
Oh
inspirational
yes.
conversationalist, right? I always call me slipping, sis. But yes, 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 that is amazing. So yes, I will look forward to prayerfully that you'll be able to attend in November. I'd love to host you. It's going to be an amazing event. So, with that being said, do you have any final words that you would like to leave the audience?
Y'all stay blessed, keep your head up, and rock your gifts.
That's right. Y'all heard of Rocky Gifts. Keep your head up and stay blessed. And I would like to thank everyone for tuning in with us tonight. This has been a delight to me. I really truly enjoyed myself tonight. And I was glad I was able to have this conversation with Miss Nicole the poet. So you guys stay tuned for the next episode. We will be making a few changes. Going forward, the showcase will be migrating more back into the spotlight, where it will be one-on-one with authors versus the 7 to 10 authors, because that's more of a springtime. So just wanted to put that out there that we will be making some changes. So I'm so glad that you were able to make it on here tonight. And thank you all for watching, and you all have a wonderful night. Mm-mm.